It all began on a rainy evening, when Maya hurried down the street after finishing her late shift at the little bookstore she worked in. Her shoes were soaked, her jacket too thin, and all she wanted was to get home. But just as she crossed near the park, she saw something that froze her footsteps. An elderly woman had slipped on the wet pavement. Her shopping bags spilled everywhere, apples rolling into the gutter, a carton of milk bursting open. The woman struggled, clearly in pain, and no one else seemed to notice. People rushed past, umbrellas shielding their own worlds. Without a second thought, Maya ran to her. She knelt in the cold puddles, holding the woman steady. "It's okay, ma'am. Don't move too much. Let me help you." The woman clutched her arm gratefully, wincing. "My ankle. I think I twisted it." Maya helped her up, gathered the scattered groceries, and insisted on calling a taxi. The woman's home turned out to be in a beautiful, gated neighborhood Maya had only seen in magazines. She helped the woman inside, made her tea, and even stayed until a family doctor arrived. The woman kept repeating softly, "You're an angel. No one stops anymore. No one cares." Maya smiled, not thinking much of it. To her, it was simple humanity. But to the woman, whose name was Eleanor, this act of kindness was the beginning of everything. The next morning, Maya thought life would return to normal. She was wrong. At the bookstore, a man in a tailored suit and polished shoes walked in, out of place among the dusty shelves. He was tall, with sharp features and eyes that seemed to hold entire storms. "Are you Maya?" he asked. "Yes. Can I help you?" "I'm Adrian Knight. My grandmother told me about you. She says you saved her last night." Maya blinked, realizing this must be the grandson. And then her heart stuttered when she remembered the name. Adrian Knight, the billionaire tech entrepreneur whose face often appeared on magazines at the checkout stand. He was one of the youngest, most successful businessmen in the country. Before Maya could respond, he spoke again. "She's very fond of you already. She insists I thank you properly. Dinner tonight. No arguments." Maya wanted to refuse. Billionaires and ordinary bookstore clerks did not belong in the same dinner. But something in his commanding tone made it impossible to say no. Dinner at the Knight mansion was surreal. Eleanor beamed at her as though she were family already. Adrian remained reserved, observing her closely, his guarded demeanor making Maya feel both nervous and curious. Then, Eleanor dropped a bombshell. "Maya, dear, I want you to marry my grandson." Maya nearly dropped her fork. Excuse me." Adrian stiffened. "Grandmother." But Eleanor waved him off. "I've seen enough in life to know genuine kindness when it's in front of me. Maya, you saved me without expecting anything. That's the kind of woman my grandson needs. And you, Adrian, you need someone real, not another society girl chasing your money." Maya thought it was ridiculous. Marry a stranger, a billionaire. She laughed awkwardly, assuming it was a joke. But Eleanor was dead serious. And within weeks, through persistence, family pressure, and unexpected circumstances, Maya found herself in a marriage she hadn't chosen. The first months were filled with challenges. For one, Adrian and Maya clashed constantly. He was used to control, to perfection. She was free-spirited, stubborn, and didn't care about his wealth. "You can't just wander around without security," he snapped one evening when she insisted on taking the subway like everyone else. "And you can't cage me in your golden palace," she retorted. "I'm still me." Second, the media tore her apart. Headlines blared, "Nobody girl traps billionaire into marriage," or "Bookstore clerk or gold digger." Maya cried silently at night, overwhelmed by the scrutiny. Adrian, who had lived under the spotlight his whole life, didn't understand at first how cruel it felt to her. And third, there was Eleanor. Though she was kind, her health was fragile. Maya often stayed by her bedside, reading to her, becoming the granddaughter Eleanor never had. The pressure of being the chosen one weighed heavily. Adrian noticed all this. Though he had agreed to the marriage reluctantly, he began to see the depth of Maya's character. She wasn't dazzled by his cars or mansions. She cooked for Eleanor with her own hands, laughed with the maids, defended herself fiercely in front of reporters. Slowly, the billionaire who thought he'd never be vulnerable again found himself falling. The turning point came when one of Adrian's business rivals tried to humiliate Maya at a charity gala. The rival's daughter, dressed in jewels, sneered, "It must feel strange to wear borrowed diamonds, Maya. Don't worry, someday you'll learn which fork to use." The ballroom erupted in quiet laughter. Adrian started to intervene, but Maya stood tall. "You're right," Maya said calmly. "I may not know which fork costs $10,000, but I do know how to treat people with kindness. And that's something money can't buy." The silence that followed was deafening. For the first time, Adrian looked at her not as an obligation, but as the strongest woman in the room. Yet love didn't come easy. Adrian had scars, deep ones. He revealed one night, his voice low, that people had used him his whole life. "I don't know how to trust, Maya. Every time I did, someone betrayed me." Maya listened, her eyes soft. "Then don't trust me because I'm your wife. Trust me because I've never asked you for a single thing, Adrian. Not your money, not your power. Just you." And slowly, walls began to crumble. But the greatest challenge was yet to come. Eleanor's health worsened. Doctors gave her only months. Adrian fell into despair, canceling meetings, snapping at everyone. Maya, though heartbroken herself, held the family together. She spent hours with Eleanor, promising to take care of Adrian after she was gone. One night, Eleanor took Maya's hand. "You were never forced, child. I may have pushed, but love cannot be forced. You stayed because you cared. That's what makes you the right one." When Eleanor passed away peacefully, Maya and Adrian held each other in grief. For the first time, Adrian wept openly, and Maya became his anchor. From then on, their relationship deepened. Adrian started involving Maya in his projects, valuing her opinions. She, in turn, helped him see the world beyond profits, introducing charity programs, libraries, and education funds. Together, they built not just a marriage, but a mission. Still, the world doubted them. Paparazzi kept spinning rumors. Investors questioned Adrian's judgment. Even some of Maya's old friends drifted away, uncomfortable with her new life. But Maya and Adrian faced it together. Whenever doubt crept in, they returned to the memory of that rainy night, the act of kindness that had brought them together. Years later, standing before a new community library they had funded, Maya gave a speech. Reporters were there, as always, waiting for headlines. "I never imagined this life," she said, her voice steady. "I was just a girl working at a bookstore. But I learned that sometimes, one small act of kindness can change everything. It can heal families. It can build futures. It can even teach a billionaire how to love." The crowd erupted in applause. Adrian, standing at her side, kissed her hand with quiet pride. The inspiring message left behind was clear. Love doesn't begin with wealth, status, or perfection. It begins with kindness, the simple decision to care for another human being. That one act can ripple outward, overcoming challenges, defying doubt, and transforming lives. And for Maya and Adrian, it all started with a rainy night, and a grandmother who believed in love.